Hello and welcome to the 13th installment in the Guns and Gear series. This is the second AEG that I'm going to be reviewing. The last one was the G&G GR16 electric blowback combat machine. That and this are both going on eBay, so after watching this video, depending how old it is, go check that out. Maybe you could buy it from me and you could support the Spinxter Cell 6 Echelon project. Now the name of this gun is the King Arms Thompson M1A1 AEG from King Arms. Obviously this is probably the best Thompson on the market. Better than this would be the King Arms military. I think it's called military issue, military standard. The low receiver on the military is full metal, and all the wood on that version is, well, all the fake wood on that version is real wood. So this is a lot more affordable. This is $150 right now on most sites. I got it in just at the worst time possible. It was $200 right before they lowered the price, so that was a fail. So I got this gun at Airsoft Megastore for, of course, $200. The specs on this are that it shoots 400 FPS with the standard spring that it came with and the battery. There were no upgrades. This gun is practically brand new. I hardly did any shooting with it, just backyard tinkering. And you know, I was the first person to own it, so it's all new, good condition, hardly any scratches. So what I'm going to start doing for AEGs is working my way from the barrel to the stock. It's much easier to do, cover everything all in one. So I got this gun from Airsoft Megastore. It's available on Airsoft GI, which is where I'm getting some of the information that I don't already have about it. Airsoft GI is selling it for $200, which is a little absurd, but you know, Airsoft GI. It is says manufactured by Cybergun, but this is built by King Arms. Cybergun just means they gave it the Thompson trademarks, which I'll get to, which are pretty nice. The magazines it comes with only hold 60 rounds. They are mid caps, but they are good, and they are very stuck in the gun. They don't wobble or anything. Airsoft GI doesn't have their exact length of this rifle, but trust me when I say it's pretty long. It's longer than the M4. When I got it, I thought it was going to be a little machine gun, a little submachine gun, which is why I got it. It turned out to be a really big gun. The stock on this thing is huge. It's got a really big stock, which is mostly the bulk of the gun in size. So originally when you purchase this submachine gun, there is a big blazing orange flash hider, or just muzzle, since Thompsons don't have flash hiders back in the World War II. To get these off, just a pair of pliers, you wrench them off and just start breaking it off. It'll leave a little bit of scratches on your barrel, but you should be fine. The barrel, or the front notch sight, and the muzzle are all one piece with the barrel itself, so it's good construction. It has what looks like a pin, but it's not removable. You see the Thompson barrel looks nice. Here's the front post sight, also looks pretty neat, pretty unique. Here we have the front handguard. This is imitation wood, but you take a close look, it looks pretty nice, pretty realistic. Very cool. See, the barrel gets bigger as it goes up. This little screw here is to adjust the tightness of the inner barrel, which kind of sounds like the inner barrel is moving around in there, which it is, so tighten that up. It is held in place right here. This is very untrustworthy. I've heard stories of this snapping off on this Thompson and other Thompsons. So never hold the gun by the barrel and put all the weight, because this is a 9 to 10 pound gun. You don't want all the weight on that one spot. So the handguard has a nice groove here for thumbs, other side for your fingers. The good handguard, held in place by these big screws here, like the original Thompson. This is a nice looking sling, very stiff. Again, I don't recommend you run the sling on the front of the gun. Held in place by two screws. It is made of the steel, I assume, since it's all magnetic. The barrel is made of aluminum to cut down on weight and cost. Good scratch resistant black paint. This is really good paint. Very good at resisting scratches. Some of the best paint I've actually seen. So the barrel is pretty simplistic. We get moving here. There's some trays that says EGA and these two indents. Don't know what that's for. The whole top of the gun is just smooth, all like lined up. So you can basically not even use your sight, just kind of point and you're gonna hit stuff, since the barrel is so close to the top of the gun. Unlike other guns where the AK barrel is like down here and the sights are up there. So, you know, The barrel's close to the very top of the gun, so you kind of don't even need to aim with your sights half the time. At the bottom, you see what looks like the barrel is held in place by these two screws. So it kind of, you know, this part goes into here. Still untrustworthy since it can break. Here's the hop up, which is adjustable right here for left and right. You know, this just seems pretty thin metal right here. You can see how thin it is. I trust this part anyway. Here's the shell ejection port on the real Thompson. This is just a piece of metal along built in with the receiver, and you could adjust the hop up here at any time, even while shooting it, which is a nice feature about this gun. There's this little part here which is on the real Thompson, so King Arms is doing a good job at keeping this thing realistic. We're on to the mag well, so might as well look at the mag. This is a 60 round mid cap. You need a speed loader to feed this, or you need speed loaders to feed all mid caps. It is designed right here to look like it would hold real bullets, which is nice. It is all ABS plastic, pretty good plastic, I may say. So there's a hole there for the locking mechanism on the Thompson. See that? Locks in there. This is a really good mechanism. These mags go in there and they don't move. There's holes here to indicate how many rounds are left in the real Thompson. You know, some stuff on the bottom. The King Arms Thompson should come with a King Arms speed loader, which makes sense. It's King Arms right on it. Regular speed loader. To insert the mag, you line up the rails on the back of the magazine with the rails on the Thompson, and you just slide it in. This thing will move, but it's okay. And once it's in there, it's really tight in there. This is a strong point of the gun, and some people use this kind of like a foregrip almost. Grab onto this or like this. This probably is a bad idea on the real Thompson to hold here, because this is probably going to get pretty hot and you might touch brass as it's flying out. Take out the magazine. There are no buttons. It's a lever mechanism. You push up on this, preferably from the bottom. I don't know why they bothered putting that. You can't really get a good grip on that. So you push up on this, it releases the tab in the mag, and out comes the mag. Makes good sounds too. And on most AEGs, when you take out the mags, BBs fall out. Hardly any BBs fall out of this, maybe one or two, and you don't really make a big mess like other M4s variants. I forgot to mention the hop up and this part here are plastic. Moving forward, this is all one piece solid construction frame. The frame is composed out of aluminum. It's very nice, very heavy, solid. Replicates the real Thompson very well. The lower receiver, which starts here from this line all the way back to the back of the stock, and here is ABS. The grips are all fake wood. They're plastic ABS, kind of thin. So the top of the gun is pretty simple. It's just a block of metal, which is nice, simple. Here's the lever tab. Here's the trigger, which is a pretty nice trigger. This is metal, aluminum. Here are the selector switches. See, there's full auto, which it's currently on, then single. It's got those little arrows pointing which way, so full auto. This is your safety, fire and safe. So you could be on full auto and you can't pull the trigger. You go back to fire, pull the trigger on full auto, go back to semi, pull the trigger on semi-auto. The selectors themselves, only these parts are steel. Nice touch. This little thing here is to stop this from moving too high up, even though the selector stops it right here, so that's useless. This is the point that connects to the gun, so there's a little indent there. On the other side, you can see big piece of steel sticking out. Inside the trigger guard, you can actually see part of the magazine release, how it works. This is a weird system, but it is Thompson unique, so it's pretty cool. You know, little Thompson parts here, like this indent, all realistic parts that have nothing to do with Airsoft, are on this replica, so it's a good replica. Good trigger guard size, really good. You put a gloved finger in there pretty nicely. Something I noticed about this gun is that this part of the wood is kind of creaky. I fixed that by putting electrical tape on the inside of the pistol grip to keep it from creaking. But this is a pretty creaky gun, so might need to put more electrical tape in different parts. The pistol grip is really fat, it's really big, and there's a lot of extra space at the bottom. This is designed to separate the two fingers, but you gotta have really big hands to do that. So it's held in place by this one screw. It is pretty creaky. You get to here, and you see your real Thompson trademarks: Thompson submachine gun, caliber 6mm, which is Airsoft M1A1, the serial number, which is a really big number, and the back, it says U.S. property on the top and the Thompson trademark. See the Thompson trademark, licensed by Cybergun. This side it says Auto Ordnance Corporation, you know, the state, and this is made in Hong Kong, which is a fail since this is an American weapon, which is pretty dumb. The sight is a really cool sight. This is Thompson Unique. I really dig this sight. Yeah, so you can aim it with the peephole or the notch on the top. The notch is so small it's practically useless. These are guards to protect, to make sure you don't accidentally bump into something and move your sights. So this is adjustable left and right, and up and down. This is made of ABS, which poses a problem. If the BB hits this, it stands a chance of breaking, possibly. Held in place by 2 screws on the inside of, well, 4 screws on the inside of the gun. This is aluminum, just like the rest of this receiver and the upper receiver. On this side of the gun, you know, all that Thompson stuff. Here's your bolt. It looks like it would lock here, but it doesn't. It just goes straight back. The real Thompson is pulled back, you know, around in there. Pull the trigger, this comes forward and hits the primer. The Airsoft one is kind of like an AR almost. It stays forward. This is aluminum. This is the same construction as the body. It's kind of loose, moving around. It looks like this is steel since it's magnetic. Yeah, so that looks like it's steel, which is good. This is loose. I recommend going in there and tightening the screws. It's held on by a screw on the inside, so just tighten that up. It won't be loose anymore. Has a lot of travel, which is nice, very realistic, unlike other guns. They'll only go like here, which is annoying. This is a really nice bolt for this reason, is that you pull back and you can see your piston on the inside. That black part is the piston. If you see brass, that means the piston is depressing the spring. So if you're shooting this, switch to semi-auto, pull the trigger once, and you'll see your piston again, which means you're no longer depressing the spring. So it's good to know to see your piston. In the back, just a little bump for the Thompson. Nice machining, really well done. We get to the stock, which is just really, really big. It's huge. See the screw, it's held in place by 2 more screws at the bottom, really big screws. This is a strong point for the gun. You could hold it like this, like it's some kind of sniper rifle. This is a strong point, hold it there. This is sort of a strong point. The worst place you could possibly hold it by is at the front, which I mentioned, so just keep to those strong points. The lower receiver is removed from, well, the lower receiver is this point to here, and this is the upper. During disassembly there is a tab. During the disassembly there is a button right here, which might be hard to see. You depress this, and this probably slides back. I never disassembled it, and I don't want to, so there's just a tip. This is sort of designed to hold on to. Big ass stock. Here's the base plate, fake screw, real screw. This is the cleaning storage part on the real gun. You reach inside, pull this back, and rotate it. I put tape there because this was kind of moving and touching it. This is the battery compartment. It's big, it fits the battery it comes with. This is the fuse, and this is the large type Tamiya connectors. If you have a smart charger, it should come with an adapter for small type to big type, so you can charge this. It does come with a cheap charger, the Thompson does, but I don't recommend you use it. There's a big seam down the middle. It's not an open seam, but it's a big seam, and it's okay. Here at the bottom is another sling point. This is also steel and it's pretty stiff. And then the big screws. This gun doesn't really have much texturing to it. The only really texturing would be this diamond pattern on the magazine release lever, and opposed from that there's really no more texturing. It's a lot of smooth metal, which I prefer. It's kind of nice. World War II style is always good. This is the battery it comes with, large type. This is the Cybergun battery. See the name of it, the 2000 milliamps, 8.4 volt. It's a big battery, it does its job well, and it has a pretty high rate of fire once it's fully charged with a smart charger. So that was the review for the King Arms M1A1 Thompson. It's not a lot to go on this gun. It's pretty simplistic, which I prefer. World War II guns are always nice. And yeah, overall I recommend you buy this if you like the Thompson. This is probably the best one. Maybe the Tokyo Marui, I don't really know too much about it. It's pretty expensive though. Maybe the Snow Wolf. The Snow Wolf is kind of like this one a lot, similar, from King Arms. Overall, simple explanation of it all. The front is it's a weak point. It's all one piece of solid construction. The barrel is one piece, then the receiver. Lower receiver is plastic. They sell $70 replacement metal lower receivers. They sell extra mags, so you can get a drum mag for this. You can probably replace the wood part with real wood. You know, wood stock, wood pistol grip, wood foregrip. Or you can replace it with a Tommy gun and get that with a foregrip on it. The magazine is a very good magazine. It doesn't shake, wobble, or anything. It's a tight fit in the gun. Once it's in there, it becomes part of the gun. It doesn't wobble around or anything. Good fake bolt. That's very good. Good trigger, good sights. And I just really love this gun. It's a shame to get rid of it, but it stopped working, which is a pain in the ass. I don't feel like taking it apart. Been taking apart the jelly spreader too many times to go and do another gun. So this is for sale. There's a link to eBay, and depending on how old this video is, if it's a little old, just ignore the eBay crap. But that concludes my review for this weapon.